Good afternoon. My name is Shamsher Puri and I am the CEO of the facility management business in the SIS Group. I joined the company because our company was acquired by SIS in 2016, actually on the 20th of August 2016. And before this acquisition, we had a financial investor, private equity investor who was an investor group in the business. And with a private equity investor, there is always a affinity to the investment tenure in our company, and that tenure is 5-6 years typically. So we always knew that the private equity investor was not going to be with us in perpetuity in our journey of this company. In 2016, SIS Group acquired DTSS, and post the acquisition, we found a permanent home in SIS, and there was going to be no further investor in the company hereafter. So we now have a permanent home with the SIS Group here. With any merger and acquisition, especially during the transition time, there's always a very high sense of uncertainty. There's a high sense of insecurity within the employees of the change that is imminent over the next year or two. And in a lot of mergers and acquisitions, a lot of people feel that they become redundant. They feel insecure, and of course, there's a lot of attrition. People leave the business here. So in the last 7 years, we have found that nobody has left the system because of change in shareholding of the company. And I really attribute this to the people culture of SIS. I attribute this to the comfort that the SIS Group has given to each and every employee of DTSS and made them feel empowered, made them feel trusted, made them feel at home. And really, that's the reason why nobody has left the system here. Our journey thereafter has been that of becoming bigger and becoming better. I remember we joined the business in August of 2016. It was actually a year and a half after the vision statement, vision of 2020 was announced, and we were already within that journey. And I remember that time during the later past, the first 3 or 4 months, we sat down with Dheeraj and we sat down with Rituraj on what are the goals that we are going to have for the vision of DTSS for 2020. And I remember coming out of that meeting with some very, very audacious goals here. You know, suddenly we had been accelerated, we had been given one engine to meet very, very audacious goals here. And I remember sitting in that meeting thinking that with the current capability, with the current strengths that we have or the lack of them, we will definitely not be able to meet these audacious goals here. But the group gave us the comfort, the group gave us the confidence, the group gave us resources, and at the end of it, we did meet those audacious goals. We actually became people that went and met those audacious goals here. So the support from the group has been phenomenal, and as somebody who's come into this company inorganically, I find that the group is very, very supportive in integrating and assimilating companies like ours into the group fold. One of the first memories that I have of the time that we got associated with SIS was, I think, the first annual conference that we had it was in Delhi at the JW Marriott in 2017. Before this, we ran a small company, 400 crores was a small company. And our annual conference is always 60-70 people. Suddenly, to be parachuted into an annual conference where there are 800-900 people, the venue, the size of the venue, the scale of the event, the entire huge size and sheer scale of the event was just unfathomable by us, and we were just completely intimidated. That is something that really struck us. But we got the confidence that, the platform that we are going to get onto is like much bigger than we have been operating on so far. And that, to my mind, really gave us more confidence straight away after the annual conference. And we said, now we are part of like a much larger entity than our small entity that we were running in silos here. A little more about the company. We of course have some numbers, 12,000 crores in revenue. We have 300,000 people working for us. We work in almost 648 districts, and I find that these are big numbers here. Just to elaborate on the number of people that work for us, we have about 300,000 people working for us, 3 lakh people, which is really, if you take for every person, you take 4 people that they support, 3 or 4 people that they support. We actually support 1 million people. We are taking 3 lakh people out of poverty from villages, and we are really giving them the first formal job that they have here. So we are getting people out of the informal economy, we are getting them into the formal employment, and we are really pulling them out of something that they would never have imagined in their villages here. And of course, we do it for the first time here. We as a company believe in getting our talent pool from villages, training them firsthand. It's really a difficult job to get people from a village and put them directly into a site. So they go through like 1 month of training. And these are first-time employees. First-time employees are that much more difficult to put into formal economy because they really don't know how to speak, they don't know how to dress, they don't know how to work a 9-hour shift. They really don't know a lot of things that go into working in a formal environment here. So we take the longer route of training them. There are lots of companies in our space, smaller companies and larger companies also, that don't increase the talent pool in the consumption areas. They actually deplete the talent pool here. They take out people from poaching for 500 rupees extra, 1,000 rupees extra. So we are actually doing a service of increasing the talent pool in all the consumption areas and all the offices that we serve here. That's the extent of some of the numbers that I'm talking about. What I admire most about the company, other than the numbers that we've achieved, is that the values that we have that have been passed on from our ever since inception, ever since the founder incubated the company, and those values of trust, those values of people focus, those values of service spirit we have been living those values on a kind of a daily basis here. This is one of the greatest achievements I find of this company in the last 50 years, and specifically of our founder chairman, Mr. R.K. Sinha, is that he has entrusted and he has placed his trust in each of the employees that work for us, and that in turn is a great responsibility that each of us carry here. Not only has he reposed his faith and trust in us, we repose our faith and trust in further people who report to us. The trust factor is so high in this company as far as integrity is concerned, as far as reaching goals is concerned, as far as meeting our targets is concerned, as far as behavior with each other. We trust each other at a colleague level, at a peer level, at a boss level, implicitly. And he has given enough reason for us to trust the company also back. So all the steps that they have taken, especially the steps that we have taken in COVID, he has given reason for us to believe that the company will take care of us no matter what the circumstances are here. So the trust factor in this company, if I was to put a rating to it, it would be a AAA+ here. The second value that he's instilled in us is on people focus. And people focus is something that we live by on a daily basis here. I remember the first time when I met the chairman, I met Mr. R.K. Sinha. He was still the member of the Rajya Sabha. And I remember going across to his Humayun Road residence. He had invited us for breakfast, both Jasmeer and me. He had invited us for breakfast and we had gone over there. And the humility that he received us, that he played host to us during that 1.5 hour conversation really overwhelmed us. Of course, we were completely in awe before we met him for all the things that we've heard from him with the company, within the market, from the ecosystem. So we were completely in awe of him. But the humility that he received us with and treated us just completely overawed us here. And the one thing that I remember that he said to us, said to me personally at least, that he said, Shamsher, you look after your people and they will look after your customers here. And that resonates with me almost on a daily basis every day. It's a very simple statement. It's said so simply, But as a value, if you were to really attach some weightage to this, you'll find that we at SIS live this value on almost every minute basis on this value of people focus here. It's a live wire that is ingrained into our DNA. It's something that we are very, very conscious of on a daily basis here. This percolates down right from the chairman. This percolates down from his small incubating team. And it has been a common thread over the last 50 years. Companies cannot do this in 2 or 3 years, start focusing on people focus. It has to be an inherent culture of the company. The time that I spent with the company and the time that I joined, from that time, the journey that I've seen for as far as I've seen it, it's about 7 years now. We have moved from being fairly time and material company to a highly refined solutions company. At least in the facility management business, we are seeing almost 30% of our business coming from solutions here. And this, to my mind, has been a slow transformation. I've seen this happen over a period of time, but I have definitely seen that we are moving very, very quickly into a solutions company here. The second transformation that I'm seeing, that I've seen over a period of time, is that a lot of our business has now become digital here. When I came into the company, there were hardly a few digital initiatives. Today, any touch point that I see in the company, I see either some kind of digital, some kind of digital intervention at incubation stage or at highly mature stage. So in this journey, whether it is we are incubating something or it is already matured, like my SIS is completely matured, whereas there are some core is something that we are incubating now. The transformation as far as digital transformation, as far as technology is concerned, whether it is technology at the operating level or it's a technology at a client level, I've seen the exponential rise of use of technology in this company. In fact, there are jokes at some point of time that is this a business services company or is it a technology company here? So just a couple of things about our chairman. And of course, what we admire most about him is instilling these values in us. What inspires us about the chairman is that as an entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur for many, many years, is to build an organization, to build an institution that will always outlast all of us here. And he has built an organization and institution that will last in perpetuity much after all of us are gone here.
धक्के की चोट पे उस यूनिट को खड़ा किया। ये एक ट्रस्ट चेयरमैन साहब का था जो उस यूनिट को खड़ा करने में और सफलता पाने में मुझे बहुत मदद मिली और उससे मेरा उत्साह भी बढ़ा।